thought what was particularly interesting and what really struck me watching the inquiry was these young people, part of these manufacturers, because I've spoken about that phrase that was used in the inquiry, this sort of like merry-go-round of buck passing, these companies repeatedly denying that they were responsible or that they should have been. And it was often younger members of staff who said, I had a concern. At the time, it was my first job out of university, and I went home and I told my parents, this isn't right. I don't want this to happen. But I didn't know where to go. And where they always seemed hemmed in by is the company had made it very, very clear that what was important was the sort of like the monetary benefit, right? So there were set assessments, there were set KPIs as part of their annual, have you performed well? Do we want to give you a bonus? Was all focused towards the company's consumer priorities. And those questions about safety not only were not part of those discussions, not only were not rewarded, but were not discussed. They received emails that said, like, we're going ahead with this. And they read that as though this is what's happening, do not question us. And so that sort of openness is not just sort of, so I would suggest firstly just setting alternative KPIs, right? So really our enforcement and how we tell people what our approach is set through like softer power, which is like, hey guys, do we have an open conversation? What's the culture of this business? But also by, I want you to do these specific things. And for me, I would consider safety being one of those specific things so that it is valued publicly as much. And if that makes sense. Sorry. Anyway.